shit given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed.
Na yung smartmatic ang problema, hindi COMELEC. Hindi ba? So maybe we get the reaction of COMELEC. Can't we not, is there a way we can ban smartmatic because of the allegations?
President, Tito Sotto is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I hope the distinguished lady is not tired yet for a continuing yield to 1 or 2 points only. I have only 2 questions for COMELEC. Alam mo naman, COMELEC is one of my favorite agencies. Totoong favorite.
Certainly, Your Honor, Mr. President.
Alright.
Actually, na-energize naman po ako sa mga interpellation.
Salamat po, salamat. Marami tayong kaibigan dyan sa COMELEC. Kabisado ng COMELEC ito. Pag ako'y bumibisita namin, napapag-usapan namin yan. We have a popular saying regarding Philippine elections. Walang natatalo, nadadaya lang. Just when I thought that this is only happening in the Philippines, I was surprised to come across an interview of Mr. Lou Dobbs of Fox News with the former mayor of New York, and is now the cybersecurity advisor of the President of the United States, Mayor Rudy Giuliani, regarding the recently conducted U.S. election. So if you will bear with me just about a minute or two of how the Smartmatic Dominion hacked or cheated or committed fraud in 2 or 3 states in the last elections. That is their claim. Now, after hearing the allegations, I find it so familiar with what I brought up here a couple of years ago. You know, similar to our allegations of the way Smartmatic ran the 2016 elections. May we get the reaction of COMELEC? And by the way, I'm glad about this particular issue that came about, because that means tama yung suspecha namin nung araw na yung Smartmatic ang problema, hindi COMELEC. Hindi ba? So may we get the reaction of COMELEC?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. President. Pero before COMELEC's answer, Mr. President, Your Honor, ewan ko po sa iba, pero this representation, natalo po talaga ako 2 beses bago nakapagtrabaho dito kasama ninyo, Your Honor, Mr. President. But to His Honor's question, Mr. President, Smartmatic and Dominion, according to COMELEC, have both denied the allegation according to the Newsweek article. But more importantly, for us, Your Honor, Mr. President, Smartmatic is no longer part of Dominion since 2013, at least in the Philippines, Your Honor, Mr. President.
What does that mean? So for the 2022 elections, who will be our service provider? If you say now that Dominion, sabi nila, Dominion is no longer connected to Smartmatic, sa atin, who will be our service provider for the 2022 election? Remember what they said and the claim that the Smartmatic was formed by the group of President Chavez to commit fraud in elections.
Your Honor, Mr. President, according to COMELEC, hindi pa Dominion or kahit aling entity ang magiging service provider ng national elections sa 2022. Ibibid out po nila. Ang nais lang po nilang ibahagi sa atin ay at least since 2013 in the Philippines, hindi na bahagi ng Dominion ang Smartmatic. So yun lang.
Hindi po ako takot doon sa Dominion, doon sa Smartmatic ako takot eh.
Lahat po sa Smartmatic.
Oh, so that's not that's not comforting. You know, that news is not comforting. So can't we not? Is there a way we can ban Smartmatic because of the allegations? Eh di iwasan nyo na yun. Huwag nyo na kayo magpabid ng Smartmatic pagka gano'n. Eh grabe ang allegation dyan. Worldwide eh.
Mr. President, Your Honor, sabi po ng COMELEC, sa ngayon, wala pang legal basis i-ban ang Smartmatic per se dahil public bidding siya. However, COMELEC bilang isang constitutional body, hindi naman siya impervious sa public opinion or yung analysis ng mga previous experiences with one entity or another. So palagay ko naman po ng representation ito, Your Honor, Mr. President, ay titimbangin din naman nila if ever mag-participate pa rin ulit ang Smartmatic sa isang public bidding na idadaos po ng COMELEC.
Kailan natin malalaman? When will that be? Are they waiting for the law that will provide for hybrid elections, or they are preparing for a fully automated elections again?
Wala pa pong, Your Honor, Mr. President, wala pa pong fixed date or deadline kung kailan iyon. But Your Honor, I apologize. The terms of reference are formulated and at the proper time will go out to all parties for the public bidding, Your Honor. Mr.
Anyway, Senator Amy Marcos is listening. She is the chair of the Committee on Electoral Reforms in the Senate. Now, I hope her committee looks into the criteria when the bidding for the elections is done by COMELEC. Because the criteria, apparently in the last so many elections, smartmatic lang nakakapasa. I think the committee should look into the criteria kung para makapasok yung iba. Your Honor, Mr. President, that's it. Thank you very much. I think Senator Marcos wants the floor.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Your Honor, Mr. President. If I just may, salamat, Mr. President, Your Honor. Marami daw po ang qualify, pero sa bid na nanalo. Pero hindi lang po Smartmatic, marami daw po ang nagka-qualify. Just for the record from
Thank you, Mr. Senate President. Thank you, distinguished sponsor. I think Senator Marcos would like to
Yeah, we
interject.
have a list, Mr. President, with the permission of Senator Marcos. Well, unless it's a quick
Because her
intervention.
mentioned this.
But he was not able to pass it. So in the 9th Congress, I refiled it. I was the first to file. And therefore, I became the principal author. Ang isa sa mga problema namin, kaya namin hindi maipilit yung sinasabi ni Senator Drilon. And of course, Senator Tolentino. Palagay mo ako yung nakatira sa Glendale, California. Ang gusto ko iboto yung district sa Sultan Kudarat. Anong balota pakakarating sa akin? Di ba? Yung ganung problema eh. Unlike kung national lang, kahit saan ka sa Amerika, kahit saan ka sa Middle East, kahit saan ka sa hindi problema, hindi sasakit ang ulo ng COMELEC ipadala yung mga balota. Hindi nila alam kanino ka boboto eh. Hindi nila alam kung saan ka lugar na doon sa abroad eh. So that is the difficulty that we encountered then. And I distinctly remember Senator Drilon joined us during the hearings in New York, in California. The sponsor was Senator Ed Angara. Kaya isa sa mga difficulties na nakita namin noon. But if we can come up with some way to be able to do that, then perhaps pwede. But at the moment, I cannot see the possibility. Yun ang mahirap isolve eh. Kung paano boboto yung anong district ang bobotohan niya at saan siya nakatira sa abroad. Kung sa Italy siya o nasa Hong Kong siya. Yun ang problema, Your Honor, Mr. President.
Thank you,
Your Honor,
Mr.
Mr.
President.
President, the Senate President has just added a very, I think, scintillating issue kasi habang tumatagal, Your Honor, na pinag-uusapan itong issue, it becomes even more interesting to study at malinaw yung requirements, yung difficulties that would entail.
Thank you.
But the Senate President pro tempore is correct. Canvassing of overseas as of now goes directly to the National Board of Canvassers. Yung Section 4 ng ating overseas absentee voting law stipulates the list of which positions that overseas voting can vote for very specifically. But having said these two, and for the Senate Minority Leader as well, it is heartening na overlook ng mata ko ng representation ito earlier that although we expect a drop in the number of registered overseas absentee voters in 2022, COMELEC actually anticipates more of those to vote. Kung 2019, 336,000 overseas Filipinos ang bumoto, they actually expect 580,000 overseas Filipinos to vote in 2022. Lastly, Your Honor, Mr. President, the Senate President is correct. The overseas voter ballot packet will have to be customized to each overseas Filipino's hometown. So, medyo logistical nightmares sa ngayon. But it's good na makita natin what it would entail kung yan ang gagawin ng ating Kongreso. Your Honor, Mr. President.
Yes, it's just
okay.
a quick response to our
Unless-
Senate President's
Yes.
query.
Yes,
Surely. After which, Senator Pangilinan has the
yes,
floor.
That's
yes,
correct.
Senator Pangilinan is next, but Senator, we just acknowledge, recognize Senator Marcos first.
Sure.
Senator Marcos, you're recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and I'd like to reply to the Senate President's comment. In fact, I beg to disagree with our good Vice Chairwoman Honteveros that many have pre-qualified. The problem is that in our procurement laws, there are two requirements. One is the largest single contract. Of course, there are exceptions to this. But the truth is, it's only Smartmatic that has handled a contract of the size of a national election in the Philippines. Secondly, the other problem has been the requirement that there should be 2 previous electoral experiences. And it's only, once again, Smartmatic that's done this from the very beginning. Hence, no local company can possibly qualify. These are the things that we will have to amend even before we launch into the terms of reference, which have been alleged in the past, repeatedly, I may add, which are said to be skewed towards the technology, the VCMs, the SD cards, specific to Smartmatic. Ito po yung mga problema natin. Marami pong hadlang talaga para ma-disqualify yung Smartmatic, at yung sinasabing maraming nagko-qualify, duda po ako ron. Thank you po.
Thank you, Your Honor, Mr. President. COMELEC further qualified on the points raised by our Senate Chair on of the Committee on Electoral Reforms, that perhaps the situation now is that there are no Philippine companies that are able to qualify dahil hindi umaabot sa mga requirements. But COMELEC says Smartmatic is not the only one that has been able to participate. There, I heard at least 3 other, although not local, admittedly, Your Honor, Mr. President, other foreign companies, Indra and at least 2 others. But thank you, Your Honor, Mr. President. I think that's an important concern moving forward in terms of the participation of Filipino stakeholders, including companies, service providers in our elections. Thank you, Mr. President, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Majority
Mr. President, may we recognize now our distinguished colleague from Pampanga and Quezon City in the Republic of the Philippines, Senator Francis Kiko Pangilinan.